You're live.
Yeah, give me a 3, 2, 1 and...
You're live.
Oh, we're live. 3, 2, 1, I guess.
So professional.
So, we are here at Tabletop Scotland. We are having a look at Microbrew from One Free Elephant, which launched on Kickstarter, what was it?
Yesterday.
4 o'clock yesterday, and funded in under 16 hours. It's a great little tiny tin, gained everything you need to play for 2 players in a little tin. And we've got Nigel here to teach it to us.
Right, so Microbrew is 2-player worker placement puzzle game hybrid, right? About medium weight, plays in about an hour. So if that puts you off, now's the time to go watch a different channel. Right, so
Don't say that.
okay, don't watch a different channel ever again. So what we're doing in Microbrew is we are brewing teams in a single brewery, and we are trying to prove ourselves by winning the most loyal customers. Okay, to collect money as you go along in the game, but your objective is to have the most loyal customers at the end of the game. The way that you win a loyal customer is by serving them the perfect pint. So if we take this guy here as an example, I'll show you guys in a second. This is Jamaican Tropical Stout. His perfect pint is this one here, because the warts on that thing there match the ones on here. Yes, so you've got 3 dark and a light. So the order doesn't matter as long as you get the right sort. Yeah. Do we want to see that up close for the thing there? That's the perfect combination
Perfect,
there.
yeah.
Okay. So if you take a serve action, so you send one of your workers to the serve action down there, then you can serve him that pint. He will rate it, and because it matches his warts, it's got the rating of perfect. He also likes sweet beers, and that one's got a sweet flavour to it, so he's going to give us $3 extra, so it's going to give us $7, but most importantly he's going to join your team there. Okay, so on top of that, what we need to do though, before you can actually serve a beer, you need to actually bottle it. So you need to take the bottle action first. Now, if you take the bottle action, what you do is you select a column of worts in your kettle. So each player has an individual kettle to work with. So if we were to select this column here, we're going to ignore the fact that that was perfect for his pattern just now. That was not there. So we're going to select this one here. Then you take a column, you fill up the bottle, matching as best you can the worts that are on there, and then over the next 4 rounds, yeah, so that'll sit there while you're doing other stuff, and it'll ferment off one by one. If they match, it'll ferment off nice and cleanly. This one here doesn't match though, so that's going to contaminate the beer. Yeah, it's going to sit in the sediment and give it a slightly weird flavour to it. Okay, so these ones are discarded, but that one stays on it. Yeah. So now if we'd done that and waited 4 rounds, then take the serve action. We could serve him that beer and it should be perfect, but because of the contaminant, he's going to downrate it to smooth. Okay, so he'll still give us a bunch of money for it, he'll still drink our beer, but he's not going to become one of our loyal customers. Yeah, he's going to become not thirsty and sit up there until the next round, right? So usually what happens is, if we kind of reset a little bit here, usually before you can take the bottle action, you have to take a brew action. Okay, if you take a brew action, you can move the worts around in your kettle, right? Now, when you move them around the kettle, there's 4 rules to moving them around. Okay, you pick one of the worts. So if we were to pick this one here, and they move along the lines. Okay, so if this one here can move, so we pick that guy there, and it can move upwards if it is lighter than the thing it's swapping with, right? So it could move up in this direction here, and that would be fine. It can't move in this direction here, because it's not lighter than that, it's the same. Yeah? It can move downwards if it is darker than the thing it is swapping down with, yeah? So that one can't move down at all. But if we were to pick this one here, it couldn't go up, but it could go down. Right? The green ones, the hops, they are wild. They can always move, right? They will swap with anything, right? But you'll notice that none of the recipes have the hops in them, yeah? So it makes it easier to move your stuff around, but if it gets into your beer, it's going to contaminate the beer, right?
Okay, so it's wild in terms of being in here and moving around, but it's not wild when it actually comes to brewing the beer.
Perfect, yes. Right, so so in our case here, we were trying to make this recipe, and we were trying to make it with this column here. So a nice simple brew we could do is take this one here, this light wort at the end here, and then swap it with that guy there. So that guy swaps in. So that's our brew action. Then in a later turn we can take a bottle action and grab these three guys here, and they will go into the bottle. That means over the next 4 rounds that'll ferment off cleanly, and these will go in the discards. Then even further after that, then you can take a serve action. You can serve it to our guy. He'll find it perfect, give us a bunch of money, and join our loyal customers. Okay. That recipe then goes back in your hand. You can refill it again to brew it again if you want, and it's up to you. We'll just kind of continue on that.
And then here, we know he likes sweets.
Yes.
Yeah, so with this, using this one again, this has got the sweet.
Yeah.
So he gives you the extra money.
Yes. Yeah.
These guys only like craft 1-3 elephant beer then.
Yes, yeah. That just gives you an indication of what type of beer they like. So that one there is a lager, yeah? You can see that this one that's going to come out next, that's going to be a stout, yeah? So that's going to be mostly dark coloured worts that are in it, okay? So this goes back in your hand, you're ready to go again. And those 3 actions are kind of like the core of the game. Like 65-70% of the time, that's what you're going to be doing, yeah? So you'll do brew, bottle, and serve, okay? There's a few other things we can do on here. I'll just go through them. It's worker placement, unfortunately, so you need to know everything you need to do before you start. So in the mash action, which is there, we have drained a column from our copper over here. So to get that refilled, you take the tin, give it a wee shake, and then without looking, you take worts out one by one and fill them up. Okay. So if you had 2 columns empty, then you would fill up 2 columns as well, yeah? So you just fill up the whole of your kettle, okay? That's mash action. Brew we've already done. Break's nice and simple. If you take a break, you gain $1 from the vending machines in the cafeteria, and then anyone that's not thirsty becomes thirsty again, okay? They'll all become thirsty at the end of the round, but sometimes you really need to serve to that guy, yeah? So you've got the bottle action we've already done. You've got the flush action. In the flush action, you will take all the discards, put them into the tin, and then you can look in the tin and swap any of your hops with any of the worts that you want, yeah? So these then can be swapped with things that you choose. You don't have to do it blindly, okay? So that's the flush action. Advertise will come back to in a second. We've got the manage option as well. You've got to have money to do some management. The first one is overtime. You go to the manage action, pay $1, and you can take back one of your other workers. Okay. 3 recipes. You pay $2. You get to choose 3 recipes from the top of the deck. You get to look at them. You pick 1 to keep in your hand. You pick 1 to go on the list line of availables, and another one gets shuffled back into the deck. Okay. Hire staff is dead simple. You just get an extra dude on your team. Okay. Upgrade, you get to take your valve, bolt it onto the side of your kettle here, and now you can use the extra space that you've got on the side there as well. Okay. Last action is advertise. Now, advertise is a bit like serve, except that or it's a bit like serve because you need to have a bottle of beer ready. It needs to be not contaminated, and you need to pay, right? So in the setup we've got here just now, it's 4 per loyal customer that you currently have, yeah? So you'd have to pay 4 to advertise, and you'd have to pay 8. Sort of catch-up mechanic, right? So when you advertise, you choose an uncontaminated beer, and you serve it to one of the customers that are thirsty. they will find it perfect regardless of what warp pattern it's got on it, yeah? So that is a perfect beer for them, even though it doesn't match, yeah? You're basically just buying their loyalty, okay? And they will join your team just as if you'd served them the perfect pint, okay? And that's all the actions you have to do. A couple other things. If you've played worker placement games before, you used to, like, if you're there, then that spot's blocked, yeah? In Microbrew, you can push people off, you just bump them off, and then they get them back, but then they can reuse that guy that turn, okay? So we use bumping instead of blocking for our worker placement. The last thing is one thing after this, I said the last thing like 3 times now. You've got the brewmaster here. He starts on this managed space. If you go into the brewmaster spot, then your opponent immediately gets to brew. Okay? He will also move. So at the end of the round, he will move on to flush, and then all the discards will go into the tin. They might go into advertise, in which case that round an extra customer appears. It goes down to manage, in that case an extra bottle will appear, yeah? And he just kind of cycles around like that, kind of getting in the way, kind of being a little bit helpful. It's a bit of both, okay? That's it. We've got objectives as well.
The other thing though is, this is obviously an earlier prototype, isn't it? And you've now got some of the new artwork.
Yes, that's going to be the production art.
So this is what the people were, and this is what the people are going to be. Is the beer staying the same?
Nope, the beer's getting an upgrade as well.
Yeah, cool. So these what we're playing with here is the prototype version. What you'll see on the Kickstarter page and in your pledges when you get them is this new artwork.
Yeah. We're doing a limited edition. It's got the old style art in it as well, because some people have really taken to the sort of abstract thing. But we're only doing 50 copies of that, and when they're gone, they're gone.
And so it launched yesterday. How long is your campaign?
Our campaign's full 30 days, so it finishes on the 1st of October.
Okay, and when are you hoping to fulfill?
We are going to fulfill.
Right, I like that.
Well, this is our 3rd campaign. Our first 2 campaigns, both have run to time, both have been delivered on time. Sarah's an excellent project manager, and we've got high hopes that we will run to time on this one, yeah?
So when are you going to fulfill?
Yes, sorry.
Then? Look, how about that?
March. It's March. The timetable, we put a timetable on the Kickstarter page. We're hoping it'll be in people's hands in March of next year. Okay? If you're getting the special edition with the old art, that's hand done by us. So that is going to be delivered November this year. But
this year?
So you get November this year, that'll appear, and then this one will be March the follows.
And it's £15?
£15 for a single tin. That does you for 2-player games. We've got a double pack, because if you've got 2 tins, there's a different version of the brewery that will play 3 or 4 players as well. Okay. But we physically can't fit enough bits in the tin for 3 or 4 players.
It's a very. I wish we had one that was still sealed, because it's a really impressive tin. And you can open it up and everything just pops out.
Yeah. It's literally. There's pictures of it online, but it's literally filled to the top.
Right to the top.
Yeah.
Excellent. So let's do a round or 2.
Yeah. Right, so I'm just going to give you the objectives as well, so I just need to reset all the mess I've made here. So you keep that one, that's your secret one. That one's going to go back in the day.
But they're not totally secret, are they?
Yeah, they're only secret until the first time you use them.
You have some idea of what it is?
Yes, you know the type.
Yeah.
So, you've also going to have a shared objective. Well, you usually have one of them.
Yeah.
Let's put that guy back. You're going to also have a shared objective. Today we are going to be competing to be the regional champion of German beers, or European beers here. So if you have loyal customers with either any of these flags on it, the person with the most loyal customers of those flags at the end of the game will count as having 2 extra loyal customers. There's also going to be 2 secret ones, but there's different types. There's more regional ones there. That one is a recipe one. if you're the master of sweet recipes, i.e. you have more sweet recipes than your opponent, then you count as having an extra loyal customer as well, right? So you're going to get 2 of these, right? That are secret. Only you can fulfill them. You only pick one at the end of the game.
Okay.
And that's what you can pick. So you don't need to choose now. You can
Do I need to like quickly tune into YouTube to look at what Matt's objectives are?
Right, okay. So we're ready to start. Do you want to go first? No.
Go on then. Go
Right.
on then. No,
okay, so early tactics. Oh, you need a green one to start off. You usually put it in the middle. Right. There we go. Early tactics, it's a good idea to get something in a bottle fermenting, even if you don't think it's going to be perfect, yeah? So look at these recipes, look at the one you've got in your hand,
Yeah,
get it against that, get the best you can, get it in a bottle, okay?
This one, see, that's perfect for what she wants, but
Yeah,
then
you don't
these
have a recipe for it,
recipes
yeah.
aren't. So, but then none of them are good
because
either.
Cat's going first, you get an extra recipe, you get to choose one to keep, okay?
So, I am going to...
Let's have a look at your recipe.
It's not too far
Okay,
off, is it?
yeah, you could get that in one brew, yeah? So I would maybe do one brew and then bottle on your second action.
So it's brew to move.
Yeah?
So light goes up, dark goes down. And what I'm actually going to do is push the orange up there and the brown drops down.
Yeah, okay. So that's you.
So,
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm going to brew as well.
Yeah.
So I'm
there's
going
2
to
slots for brewing.
there's
Two slots for brewing.
Yeah.
I'm going to brew this one here, and I'm going to switch these two. So the orange goes down and the light goes up.
And when you're brewing, if you swap it into a new location and it can still swap and you want to, you can keep swapping, so you can move them quite far.
So you could, I could in theory move like this little yellow one
get all
right
the way
away.
right up to the top.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
you could.
So we're supposed to be moving this back and forth, but it's back to you.
So I'm going to bottle.
Yep.
And I'm going to bottle this with this row.
one, yeah.
So, and do these all have fancy names? I'm not a beer drinker, so
They're light, medium, and dark worts. I think
okay.
Matt might actually have better names
Yeah.
for them than me because he's a home brewer, but
I'm a vodka girl, so unless it's
So that's the end of your action. That's going to switch over there. Every time this moves back and forth, something ferments, okay? So everything will ferment every time that card
So that
moves.
comes off.
Right?
I'm just following along, so I'm going to bottle now.
Okay,
you
that's
get your
good.
dip
So
back.
I get my guy back.
I'm going to bottle this row
Yep.
on this one. So 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So this comes back over here. Everybody's bottles ferment.
So one water.
That's it.
And oh goodness, I kind of want some money, I think. So the recipes gives me recipes from the top to choose from.
See, look, another one you might want to try is you can brew that one down to there, and then that would be a bottle next round.
This one.
And look, you can brew that down to that dark all the way over to here.
Yeah, that's
and
too
you've got the
yellow,
perfect
too
for
brown.
that.
Can I knock myself off?
Nope.
So I
You have to knock him off. So you might not want to do that. You might want to mash so he doesn't get an extra action, and that will let you fill up your kettle there.
No, I'm going to be kind.
Thank you.
So this comes over to me.
Oh no, you're doing the brew first.
Oh, I'm doing the brew, which is just
Move that dark down
dark.
to.
Because this is
You can
the
move it
wild.
again, yeah.
Oh yeah. All the way down.
All the way down to that check. Groovy. Okay, so you got your dude back, so you can go again.
Yeah. I am going.
Oh wait, this comes back over here,
Oh,
and you can
so
ferment.
one's off each.
So.
Now you could be brutal. Oh no, you can't because you're blue.
Hops are wild, so I'm going
Yay!
to knock Cat back, and I'm going to push this orange into the middle row.
Okay, good stuff.
So that goes there. We ferment.
Yeah. So you're now ready to serve.
Yeah.
If you're in it for the cash, you could now serve that beer to anyone on the board. Yeah, it's not perfect for anyone right now.
No.
But you've got 3 matches there, so it would be perfect.
Also got 3
It
matches.
goes down to smooth.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you've got 3 matches there, and it's fiery, so it's going to go down 1 to smooth. Plus,
Well,
she's
I'm
going to give
gonna
you
get the
$2
extra
extra.
too.
Yeah, so that gives you 5.
Yeah.
So you might want to consider doing that.
And it's 2 wrong for there, but then it's got that part.
Yeah, so you get
So
slightly.
I am going to serve, and I am going to serve
Yeah.
here.
So that's fine. So that goes back in your hand. You can rebottle that
Yeah.
later.
And I get
She's not thirsty anymore, and you get $5.
$5, which is our little track here.
Yeah. Okay. So that goes back. You ferment.
Ferment.
Right. We're out of workers, so it's the end of the round. Everyone takes their workers back. There we go. Next thing that happens is anyone that is not thirsty becomes thirsty again. We get a new thirsty customer. We get a new recipe. And the brewmaster moves on a square. Okay, so he's now on flush. So we flush him.
All of those go
All of
in.
these go back into the tin. Like that. Okay. And we're ready to start again with your turn here.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now this is ready is I'm going to serve.
Yeah.
And I'm going to serve perfect beer
Yep.
to
Oh, the Irish dry.
this lady here for 4.
Yep.
But I don't get the bonus because this doesn't have
Yeah.
any.
Yes, doesn't have a flavour.
Wonderful.
Cool. So that's now on your team.
She's
That
a
goes
loyal
back to your
customer
butter.
now.
Yep.
This doesn't automatically
Nope.
refill. This
Nope.
only refills.
At the end of a round or when somebody advertises.
Okay. How do I get these? Just by fulfilling
Just by
them.
bottling something. Yeah.
Right.
So you're
Oh
now,
my goodness.
now